Hello, and welcome to another episode of the OCB Natural Edge, your natural podcast. Hey, welcome to our special Thanksgiving episode. We just wanted to have a short format to say some things that we're thankful for, particularly our listening audience, maybe cover one question and get everybody a little bit caught up. So, Miss PhD Diva, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you. Although, we talk about how the end of a season, we can have like a lull in it's over, right? That little bit of post-season depression. So while I didn't experience that so much, I'm kind of experiencing post-season. I'm going to call it a mild sadness, not quite depression, but I'm just sad that most of my show participation and emceeing and judging is coming to a close. So I'm excited about 2026. That's where I'm choosing to focus, but I'm still a little sad we're winding things up for the current season.
And to get the viewers caught up, we take a hiatus. What we've decided to do with Natural Edge is we are going to record until the week before Christmas. And then we are going to cut off our recording studio. We're going to take a knee, relax, and then we're going to pick it back up in mid-February. So as we get closer to the last episode, we're going to give you those specific dates. We also want to put it out there that Jody and I got something very special cooking that's going to be dropping during that break. So it's not going to be your regular edge type of a podcast, but we've decided that we are going to do a no holes barred deep dive contest prep 101 from baselining a diet to choosing a show to picking your dietary approach based on your body stomatotype to peaking to post show coming off your diet and how you should approach your growth season, a term that we picked up from one of our guests, but how you pick up your growth and your rebuilding season at the very end. No holes, nothing left unturned. There's going to be no holes in what we talk about. And we're going to tailor it so that you can choose your pathway based on your own body somatotype. And if you don't know what that stuff is, we're going to be talking about that too. So it's going to be groundbreaking and epic. We're not doing this because we are trying to, replace coaching. There's a huge value in coaching in natural bodybuilding, but we're just doing this for general information. Coaches can tune in and find out what the PhD Diva and I have learned over our combined, 70 years in the sport, and really help set yourself up for success next season. So I'm not looking at this as a postseason letdown. I'm having postseason elation because I can't wait until next year and to see all the improvements that we're going to have with Edge and with the OCB and with our athletes moving forward.
With that, Sully, you shifted my perspective just like that. So
See,
that's what a great coach can do. See how that works?
it's all about how you look at it. Half
It is.
empty, half full. Me, I
Yep.
always see the glass twice as big as it needs to be.
I like that. Change the container. You can do that too.
But we want to talk about some of the things that we're thankful for. And one of the things I'm thankful for is our listening audience. Jody, you go to almost as many shows as I have. I have yet to go to a show without having 2 or 3 people that are devoted listeners to Edge not approach me. I mean, it seems like 2, 3, 4 every episode are people that are watching this podcast. That's the first thing I'm thankful for.
Absolutely. And I echo that. Oddly, Sully, I seem to get approached in the restrooms of all places. I don't know why that is. And they always apologize, but you better say hello. I welcome that. I will shake your hand after I wash my hands. How about that?
Yeah, that's the hands first. Well, the most interesting one I had was I was just recently traveling back from a show
Uh-huh.
and I was in the airport and I was
Uh-huh.
ordering a cup of coffee at Starbucks. And all of a sudden somebody behind me goes, I know that voice. I wasn't thinking anything of it. And I turned around and they went, Natural Edge. And I went, yeah, you were competitive? Like, not yet, but I've been watching it. I'm like,
Uh-huh.
wow, okay, cool. So thank you for our listening audience. We're starting to permeate a little bit. We're starting to build a little bit of traction, and we are going to continue to make this better podcast. We have a lot in the works for next season, upgrading equipment, better formats. A lot of it's based on what you, our listeners and our viewers have been bringing up to us for attention. And we're also going to start doing this as an audio podcast. So every episode you can catch on Spotify and listen to, as well as listening to it and watching it on our YouTube feed.
Definitely. Well, I am definitely thankful for the growth as well. I'm especially thankful for the new competitors in the sport. I have seen more and more teen athletes at these shows. And, new athlete doesn't matter to me if you're 62 or 22, but wow, we are just getting a new just interest in the younger competitors. And I love to hear that. But I love the fact that we're just able to deliver what we feel is quality information, because when I started competing 9, 10 years ago, I didn't have a resource like this. So keep those great questions coming. This show is really about you. Ollie's had his days on the stage. I've had days on stage as well, but we're doing our job well if we're making the experience better for you. So keep reaching out, keep the good info and the good questions coming.
And not only that, when you see us at shows, give us some feedback. We want to highlight you because it's not about us. And I say that whether I'm promoting a show, I'm judging a show, or even as a representative for the organization, it's not about us. It's not about me. I don't want my name out there as anything more than the person to get featured on Edge or with an idea to make things better for the collective. We are here for all of you. And we're just really thankful for you and for the guests that we've had. And speaking about some of the guests that we're thankful for, I tell you, we've had so many good ones this season, but you got to start with the king of natural bodybuilding, Magnum McRae, having a now five-time world champion on to talk to us all after the last Yorton Cup was wonderful. Now, Magnum came to the Battle of the Gods, the show that I just hosted this past weekend, and he was handing out the overall awards. And we have the pop-up banners that we do every year with the Yorton Cup champions that we bring around to all the shows, to advertise for the Yorton Cup. And I had him sign that. And somebody saw him signing it. And then the word started permeating around the competitors that that's that Magnum guy, that five-time. And there were people having pictures taken with him in front of his banner that are circulating all over my social media page. So it was just so wonderful having had that five-time champion on Natural Edge. And he and his wife do so much for the sport of natural bodybuilding. They promote some incredible shows from the Apex to the Mag Muscle. They have multiple shows, but I'm just thankful that we were able to get Magnum on, and I think we need to have him on again. I know that he's a very humble person. He's quiet, he's low key, but I think if we make enough noise, we might be able to get him on again next season.
Think we need to have, because he's so humble, not just Magnum. I think we need to bring the other half of that power couple on here too, and that's Jackie. Jackie has her own history of competing, and she can give us some behind the scenes on Magnum that Magnum might not divulge himself.
What people don't know is that Magnum's diet coach and motivator is
Hmm.
Jackie.
Hmm. I have
And
seen that
Jackie is one
backstage
of
in action.
And Jackie is one of the most intelligent people I have ever met. I mean, she's a musician, she's linguistics. I mean, she picks up languages, just all the different stuff that she's into. And they're doing a lot of live streaming now, and their live streams are just awesome. The little drops that they do, just that's it. It's the power couple we're bringing back. So, Magnum Jackie, I know you watch because you told me you do. We want you for next season.
Both of you. Both of you. Yes. Plan on it. All right. So, my favorite from this season so far has been Jillian Vaughn. Multiple Yorton Cup World Championships for bikini. And she just came on our show, and she's so down to earth, right? So, I love that about her. And the part that really stands out in my mind is when she talked about the struggle that she has with balancing bodybuilding with just being there as a mom. And we assured her, we said, look, if you're asking that question, that you're concerned, like, am I doing a good job? You're doing a good job. But it's definitely on the brain of many female and male competitors. Am I there for my journey? But then what about the rest of my life? How does that fit in? We want to make sure we don't drop any balls. And I was really glad that she shone a light on that. So much appreciated, Jillian. I know you're still out there doing the good work, following you on social media. So keep up the awesome job.
And she is our first two-time
Mhm.
bikini Jordan Cup world champion. Not once, but twice. That is a feat that is really hard. The two categories that I think are the hardest to win back to back is men's physique and bikini. And she's our first time, two-time bikini champion. Her episode was wildly popular. It got a lot of feedback, a lot of, got a lot of good play. I am thankful for her as well. I'm also thankful for my one of my new favorite gym buddy. Just it was just a really great time talking to him. Was Roy Best. I had the best time talking to Roy Best. And Roy, you got the best name in the sport. So Roy just being somebody to watch and just seeing him having been in the organization for a long time and then coming into the OCB. And it just what really I just really amazed me was that just that short period of time he spent within the organization, the amount of appreciation he has for our athletes and for our promoters, the culture we've created, and just being just a motivating guy. We interviewed him in his gym, and he's got a great little home gym. Just a motive, and I cannot wait to see what he does in 2026 because I think that he's just going to keep climbing the ranks. Great physique, great person, just a great all around. Just thankful that we had him on the show.
Definitely. He has some very contagious charisma. You
Yeah,
can't help but just feel great when you're around him. And if you're not already following him on social media, you need to right now because he's made himself into this um oh, what am I trying to say? Not cartoon character, but what is it, Sully? Anime. Yeah. He's like this anime character right now. You talk about bringing entertainment to the bodybuilding stage is one thing, but he's transposed that to his social media too. So you are,
charisma.
yeah, yeah, fun to follow.
The friend has some charisma.
Definitely. And I'd also like to highlight, I'm thankful for another interviewee we had, Victor Iganu. Now, this was one of our longer episodes, and I get it. Y'all are short on time. We all are. But when you have a hot second, go back and listen to his episode because he gave a lot of great information. And we're thankful that he spent some time with us and shared that with our natural bodybuilding community.
I've been in the sport for a hot minute. Coming up on in 3 more years, it'll be 50 years in the sport of competitive bodybuilding. And stand by because I'm doing a special event for my 50th year in bodybuilding, but we'll talk about that in a couple of years. I still got 2 more years to go on that. But it's unusual. I mean, I always learn a little something from everybody I talk to. It's always a little good tidbit, a little bit. It is unusual that I have a mic drop moment and go, holy crap. That is sort of, I had three talking to Victor. Three times I was just like, no, wow. Three wow moments. So yeah, Victor was a very, very special interview. And another very humble, very low-key guy that just has vast knowledge and a love for the sport. And he is also somebody that I have seen and I've had people tell me when other competitors see him out and about and they go up and talk to him, he just opens right up and just he's just great to talk to.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Wow.
And there are some shows I'm thankful for too. I have to start with the one that was near and dear to my heart, the 20th anniversary of the Yorkin Cup. I got to start there. You were there.
Yep.
You had a front view of the stage. You saw
Firsthand.
everything it entailed. But I'm just thankful that we had 270 entries. We ended up with 260 something on stage. We had to invent new processes to accommodate all the athletes, the tier system. Competitors have come back and have said, we love the tiers, keep them, they should be at every show. We had the battle rounds when we were doing the tiers where there were 9 people on and we were pulling people out in battle rounds and all this new innovative stuff that came about from talking to the competitors and getting feedback back and putting it on that stage. I just got to say that of all the shows for the year, and there've been so many. I mean, promoters, you all have been amazing this year. I could probably talk about 20 or 30 of you nonstop about how good your shows were, the quality and what you've put into them. But I I just got to say the one that was the most near and dear to me was the Jordan Cup because it was the 20th anniversary, and just because it just added to a lot of innovative process, and the talent pool was just, I mean, unprecedented. Next year, we're going to have Team Italy coming in, Team Australia will be back, Team France will be there, Team Spain will be there, Team England is being formed. They're going to be here, as well as all the other countries, Saudi Arabia. You just keep adding it all in. Jordan Cup to a Jordan bit of a weekend. I mean, who knows where it's to our athletes, the people who participated, our judges, our staff, everybody who put that together. I was the lead this year, but there's no really such thing. You don't promote in an island. It wasn't about me. It was about the entire team that came together. From the MC to the interviewees to the year analysis collectors to the photographers to the judges to the staff, and most importantly, all you awesome competitors that made that day what it was.
Yeah, it was absolutely an event to remember. And it's a thrilling thought to think of how it could even evolve past that because that was just it was mind-blowing. Yeah, it was a lot. And I was especially grateful because I hadn't been on stage in about 3 no, well, I mean, I qualified obviously in January to compete at the Yorton this year, but prior to that, I'd taken 3 years off. So I'm particularly grateful that my body let me get back on stage this September and October at Masters Nationals. And I just I can't name another favorite show past that because again, every weekend I go to a show and there's something so memorable. You know, you see an athlete, gosh, up close over the weekend. I emceed the OCB Mount Rogers show. So to watch this girl from Australia win her open figure pro card and she cried and she said, "This has been my dream for 12 years." And as phenomenal as that moment was, there's a phenomenal moment with every show I've been to this year. So it does take a team. Nobody puts on these events on an island. And I'm just celebrating that today.
Yeah, the Masters Nationals was a special
Mm,
moment.
mm.
And you take a show, it's been on the same weekend for years. Bobby has had that Chesapeake show, and it's just been a great show, pulling 100 something competitors. And then he just got an idea. The Masters competitors should have something the equivalent of a Jordan Cup that they can go to, and he has over 100 pro Masters competitors first year on the stage. I think that's going to turn into a 2-day event in a matter of, if not next year. So, Bobby, thank you. Well, thank you for the idea for the Masters Nationals. And as a Masters athlete, even though I don't compete anymore, I think I'm a great, great, great grandmasters. I don't know what happens when you're like 90. Um, I'm just thankful that we have that, and for our masters level competitors, appreciate them. And talking about the Australia and our international, I'm just thankful that we have such a next year. Do you realize 11 countries? 11 countries. CV never wanted to add a country until Lisa came up with the idea of bringing OCB to Australia. We are like, okay, well, it's be a collaborative between OCB and Australia, and then we'll blink, and a year later, 11 countries. Um, you know, uh, Andrea, thank you for bringing Italy. 3 incredible shows that we're going to have in Italy. Danny, thank you for bringing us Spain. Jennifer, you're bringing us France. Will, your show in England was an incredible first year show. The buzz it created, and when you don't, England, small little island country, has such great competitors, and they have so many shows to choose from. But the buzz that show has gotten in England, like when you go in and you look at like social media accounts in England, boy, I tell you, that show is going to triple or quadruple in size next year. So thank you, England. Thank you, France. Thank you, Italy. Thank you, Saudi Arabia. Thank you, Spain, Brazil, Canada, Colombia. I know I'm missing some. Australia, more coming because we're having more conversations with even more countries coming on board. I don't want to blow it for them because we want to make nice big announcements. But yeah, I'm thank you for all of you coming on board and being with us. So it's a lot to be thankful for, and that's what this episode was about. But we did have one question I want to close with. One question that came to me at the Battle of the Gods this past weekend from probably 15 competitors. I hold the Battle of the Gods the Saturday before Thanksgiving. And we had a lot of first time competitors there, and they all asked me the same type of a question, 15 different forms, but asking me the same thing. How do you mitigate Thanksgiving? How do you prevent Thanksgiving from turning into, I am now back to my pre bodybuilding start weight? And should I enjoy Thanksgiving? So, Jody, what say you? Should you enjoy, and what is your one tip to bounce back from a Thanksgiving meal?
Well, first of all, happy edge giving to all of you out there. Whether you're
Thanksgiving.
in your yes, whether you're
I
in
like
your
it.
growth season, 1 week past show season, or I'm competing next weekend season. Two things really. This is one of those times that I advise my lifestyle clients, and I would advise bodybuilders as well, that we don't want to take ourselves too seriously. So, could you and should you, if you're just coming off of a show, just eat your turkey and rice? I don't think so. I think there are times where we can enjoy a true treat. And if you sincerely enjoy Thanksgiving and you want to enjoy the fellowship with your family and friends, go for it. I usually advise my clients one plate of food, choose the foods that you want the most, eat slowly, enjoy every bite, and try your darndest not to think about the macros, but your brain deserves a break too. Now, conversely, also keep in mind that post show, you've literally been in a controlled starvation. So it's also the time where your body is most receptive to adding fat cells. So I think if I'm a betting woman, Sully's going to talk about how to manage that through the weekend and beyond. But it's both sides, really. It's finding that happy medium. Don't take yourself too seriously, but then also know it should not be a Thanksgiving storm. So I'll pause there. I'll let you pick up the rest, Sully.
Absolutely enjoy the day. But there's a fine line between enjoying the day and being miserable from the day. How many times have you decided that you were going to go swell on a buffet and then you feel sick the rest of the day? The trick is avoiding that sickness. And how do you avoid that? Getting sick and eating too much? Have a plate of food, let it sit, let it digest, watch some football. It ain't going anywhere. The food is not going anywhere. I don't know a single household on Thanksgiving that says our eating window is from 1 to 1:30, and if you don't eat everything, you got all day. Don't overindulge in one sitting. Your calories might pile up, but that's fine. But it is better to meter it out because you're going to eat more calories and make yourself sick if you just pound it down. If you just enjoy, take a pause, enjoy some more, take a pause, enjoy some more, take a pause, you're going to be better off. And you are coming off a long dieting phase. You're coming off from a long dieting season. So your body is going to absorb those nutrients and it allow you to rebound some growth. However, there's a fine line between rebounding the growth and adding the fat cells. There are only a few times in a body system where you can actually add fat cells. Adolescence, for women, pregnancy, for men and women, also post starvation. I'm not talking about increasing size of a fat cell. I am talking about scientifically adding a fat cell. So imagine what happens. You have 5 fat cells. You all have more than 5, but you have 5 fat cells. And they can only plump and plump and plump. Okay. But now if you screw up your diet and you zigzag and you weave and now you have 6 fat cells. Now, if they all get to the same size of plumpness, your circumference has gotten bigger. You're carrying more fat. So that's why I say beware. So some things not to do post Thanksgiving indulgence is starve yourself the next day. It is doing you no favors to go from eating everything in a day and say, now I'm not going to eat for 3 days. That. Just go right back on whatever your off-season plan is. Hopefully you had an end game. Hopefully you had a staged approach to come off your diet, go into your growth season. So just jump back onto the plan. For exercise, don't turn around and say, I ate everything, I'm going to run a marathon now, and you've done no cardio. Do just your regular amount of cardio. Just go right back onto your regular program. What's generally going to happen, all those calories that you ate and you're going to get some water gain. You might get a half a pound of fat gain that you can lose in a week. And all the rest is just going to be eliminated as waste. It's only when you let yourself flick that switch and you go into overindulgence and then your body turns into that, oh, screw it mode. and you go back to your old habits. Remember, you just spent 12 to 18 to 20, 30 weeks dieting for a show and coming into your contest season. You didn't just create a new habit over that period of time because it takes 21 days to create a habit. It takes 10 to 12 weeks to create a lifestyle. You created a new lifestyle, but you can ruin that and go back into your old lifestyle in about 15 to 20 days of just saying, F it. So enjoy the day after, don't do anything crazy, fall back onto your approach, get the mindset back on. And remember, you're a bodybuilder, so live like one. Being a bodybuilder doesn't happen on stage. It happens in the 365 days in between stage presence times. So
It
that's
does.
my advice to you.
And for the love of your peace, have a plan for your leftovers. It's not gonna be the one Thanksgiving meal that sends
Yeah.
you, into the land of 20 pounds of fat gain. It's gonna be, what do you do in those few days after Thanksgiving? Do you use that to go back to a reasonable intake, or is that the kickoff for December and then you're just continuing? So it's a hard train to stop, but have a plan for the leftovers. If you know yourself, do not take home that leftover pie.
Leave it at mom's house.
Mhm.
Yeah. Let's stay at home with Uncle Rex. Okay.
Yep,
He'll eat the pie.
for sure.
All right. Hey, that wraps up our Thanksgiving episode. Again, thank you for everybody. And please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. You don't know how much that helps us. If you've got any ideas, put them down in the comments and help us create a better content so that we can make Natural Edge the home of natural bodybuilders. So you have a one source place to go for the best information and for the best athlete highlights and the best of everything. So, as always, train hard, be safe, stay natural. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Edge giving.
Happy edge giving.